Today, the expectations on CEOs are sky high. If you airlifted a CEO from 20 years ago into a business today, they almost wouldn't recognize what they're expected to do as communicators.
Having to communicate and engage with a variety of stakeholders, moving from meetings with regulators to shaping an investor dialogue, to communicating at a town hall in front of thousands of employees, globally connected in a hybrid workforce. In a world that can sometimes be deafening, at Kekst CNC, we want to be above the noise.
I'm Dominic Reynolds. I'm a partner at Kekst CNC.
My name's Claire Maloney. I'm a partner at Kekst CNC here in London. Leaders of today don't need to just motivate a workforce, deliver for investors, and build competitive advantage. They need to be the chief storytellers of their organization.
But at the same time, the risks that they face in every one of those environments is much, much higher. And every time a senior leader opens their news app, they're confronted with the consequences of somebody getting something wrong reputationally and how damaging that can be. I think what we would say is there's an amazing opportunity for leaders today in this environment to really define what they stand for, what the business stands for, and to use this really challenging communications environment to do something amazing. However senior leaders are, the same questions come up again and again. Really simple things like, what do I do with my hands when I'm standing on stage giving a presentation? Or how can I cut out the amount of times I say and And by the way, if you want to think about what you're doing with your hands, imagine a box that goes from your chest down to your waist. Anything that happens in that box is likely to be pretty supportive to your message. Anything that happens outside might make you look a bit wild, or if it's below, might make you look a bit nervous.
Don't underestimate the power of tone of voice. People respond just as much to how you say something as to what you say. To cut through the noise, leaders must recognize the difference between a narrative and a message. A narrative has long-term resonance and relevance for stakeholders. It builds a story in their minds. It takes you on a journey. Messaging is mostly about the communication of information. The two coexist together, but do not fall into the trap of replacing one for the other.
One of the most under-recognized superpowers of the C-suite, if you like, is consistency. Consistency is the idea not of saying exactly the same thing verbatim every time, but it's about having a few riffs, a few musical ideas, if you like. And what that means over time is that people don't hear the same old ideas again and again, but what they do hear is a sense of coherence, a sense of ideas, ultimately a sense of what you as a leader actually stand for and what your business stands for.
An expected drumbeat of communication is far superior to a big bang followed by periods of silence.
Instinctively, a lot of us know what works in communicators and what doesn't, but it's quite hard to unpick exactly what's going on there. And what our research with Oxford University has done is to start to codify exactly what those variables are, to have a data picture of how someone's communicating, like an X-ray for the spoken word. It means what we can do as Kekst CNC is go to a leader and say, when you're succeeding as a communicator, here's why. And when you're not landing well, here's why. And it means that for leaders who rely on data more than they do hunch and instinct, it's a really foolproof way to start to improve their communication.
There are really 3 rules to confident and authentic communication. Number 1, slow down. More full stops will make your delivery more impactful. Secondly, simplicity, simple sentence structures. Lastly, discipline in the number of points you make. No one will remember past the 3rd. Leaders who master these 3 points don't just communicate information, they create clarity and connection.